Not all private jets are the same, especially when we're talking about the private jets of the richest world leaders. Let's take a look inside their amazing planes. Kim Jong-un's private jet. Aw, Kim Jong-un. Who doesn't love the supreme leader of North Korea? Well, to be honest, no one. But let's not get hostile. From the start, the beloved leader is undoubtedly one of the most enigmatic world leaders. However, his taste for high luxury is no secret, at least outside of North Korea. This is even more notable when we check out how the beloved leader flies. Kim has a Cold War ilyushin IL-62, truly inspiring and heavily modified, called Shoma-1. Now you might be wondering why Kim chose 1062, a relic of the past. Well, he just doesn't trust those fancy Western brands. And who can blame him when you have a dozen targets on your back? And everyone would be a lot happier if you bit the dust and stayed away from buying your enemy's planes. That, and the luxury goods ban imposed by the UN on North Korea. Although most former socialist republics have relegated these planes to museums, in North Korea, they are the epitome of luxury. Kim doesn't fall short when it comes to indulgence, as he proudly boasts not one or two, but 3 identical IL-62s for his personal use. I mean, who needs 3 private jets in a country where no one has won? But hey, a race against no one is still a race, and Kim is decisively winning it. Of course, the cost of these aircraft is just a drop in the bucket for the beloved leader. Each IL-62 costs about $50 million. But since the Kims bought them back in the 80s, he only had to spend a measly $3 million to renovate and modernize them. It's actually pocket change. And the interior is kept secret for security reasons. But some photos from North Korean media offer a tempting glimpse. We are talking about executive-style leather seats, used mahogany desks, ivory and silver decorations, ashtrays, and crystal glasses. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a solid gold drink cart rolling down the aisles. You might be wondering why Kim needs 3 ultra-luxury planes when he rarely leaves the comfort of his country. Paranoia, of course. Pure paranoia. Whenever he's flying through the skies, all 3 planes are in the air, ensuring that no one knows which one the beloved leader is actually on. It's a game of aerial hide and seek, North Korean style. Even though Kim seems to have the cheapest private jet compared to his peers, he makes concessions for his security. The British royal family's jet. What fools! The British royal family has a private jet worth over $88 million. You'd expect a lot more from the British royal family. Can you imagine that? Most of them prefer to fly commercial, especially William and Kate. What are they teaching their 3 kids? I think it's time to send them to their uncle Mohammed bin Salman for a week or 2 so they can see how the crown prince really lives. However, the king doesn't have those freedoms. He is required to take the royal flight whenever he flies for security reasons. Plus, he can never share his flight with his family. Squadron 32 that operates the flight has strict rules about transporting the king and the crown prince. Not to mention that the third in line, Prince George, is also on board. The king can take comfort in traveling in total luxury. The king's flight is also known as the Airbus B1000 RAF Voyager. Basically, it's a highly modified Airbus A330 MRT. This flying palace is equipped with missile detection, conference facilities, and even a secure satellite communication system. It's like a flying fortress ready to transport royalty to any corner of the planet. And the interior is fit for a king, literally. With 58 seats in business class and 100 in economy, the royal entourage has plenty of space. I can just imagine the argument over the window seat. But wait, there's more. The BPRF Voyager also has private rooms for the royal family and government officials. They can sleep comfortably in their beds, dine in separate areas, and even enjoy customized meals prepared by onboard chefs. This is definitely a flying hotel. I wonder if they have room service for late-night cravings. Of course, entertainment is essential, even at 30,000 feet. The VIP Raft Voyager offers a top-notch in-flight entertainment system with movies, TV shows, and on-demand music. And let's not forget the high-speed Wi-Fi connection, because even royalty needs to check their social media and respond to important emails. But all this opulence doesn't come cheap. The Brap Voyager alone cost a whopping $160 million. Well, compared to the rest of the list, it's more like pocket change. And if we compare luxury, flying like royalty is like riding on a dove for the Sultan of Brunei. He knows how to make an entrance at an international airport. The Sultan of Brunei is the third richest royal in the world. And that opens a lot of doors, especially when it comes to flying. If you have $30 billion in your bank account, you don't fly commercial. It's just a label. Sultan Hassan Al Bolkiah of Brunei knows this very well. His luxurious private jet is a masterpiece that everyone should see. Known as the Flying Palace, this aerial marvel is more opulent than most royal palaces in the world. For example, Buckingham Palace, with its extravagant features and over-the-top modifications, is a flying testament to the Sultan's taste for the finer things in life. The Sultan's Airbus A340-4212 underwent an astonishing transformation that cost a whopping $120 million. It now features a cabin adorned with precious metals, gems, and priceless woods. Stepping into this airborne paradise is like walking into a royal palace. It's so luxurious that it could give Kanye West an aneurysm if he walked in. The exterior is just as impressive. Since the big guy always wanted to know where his plane was parked, he commissioned a custom gold painting. Not the color, but the precious metal. The entire exterior of the plane is gold-plated. So now there's just one question left. How does it take off? But it's not just the aesthetics that have been improved. The flight characteristics of the plane have also been significantly improved. Thanks to the installation of additional fuel tanks, the Sultan can fly non-stop for 15,000 kilometers. That's more distance than a regular person travels in a year of rush hour traffic. However, all this extravagance has its downside. The Sultan's A340-4212 is so huge that it can only land on runways that can accommodate its size. It's like parking a mansion in a shopping mall parking lot. And guess what? There are only 3 other planes in the world with these modifications. Speaking of exclusivity, yeah, the Sultan of Brunei knows how to make an entrance, no doubt. And while the exclusivity and luxury of the plane are almost unmatched, it still lacks the finesse that only the French can bring to a flight. The presidential jet of France, regardless of what people think about the French, is a testament to their class and taste for luxury. Naturally, when it comes to flying, the French presidency settles for nothing less than opulence. From Nicolas Sarkozy to Emmanuel Macron, the presidential plane has undergone a remarkable transformation. Gone are the days of cramped seats and bland interiors. Now the French head of state flies through the skies in style. The Airbus A330, the flagship plane used by Macron for his international adventures, is a sight to behold. On the outside, it looks like a regular Airbus A330 from a commercial airline. But step inside and get ready to be dazzled. This flying marvel houses a plethora of extravagant amenities that would make even the most discerning traveler green with envy. At the heart of this flying palace is a spacious bedroom with a large bed fit for royalty. After all, what is a head of state without a good night's sleep? Next to the bedroom, there's a bathroom and a dressing room that cater to the grooming needs of President Svetoslav, ensuring he always looks sharp. even at 40,000 feet. But it doesn't stop there. The plane has an office that connects the president with whoever he wants, a meeting room that can accommodate a dozen people, and even a small operating room for any medical emergencies mid-flight. Curiously, the French president now has the freedom to choose his traveling companions, a privilege not enjoyed by his predecessors. This means that if Macron wants to bring his favorite chef along for a state visit, he can do it without batting an eye. It's good to be president, but all this luxury comes at a price. The cost of using the presidential plane is estimated at a staggering $22,500 per flight hour, and the initial purchase price was a whopping $250 million. Good job, France! But still, having all the power in your country will always give you way more luxury in the sky. Isn't that right, Vladimir? When it comes to traveling in style, no one does it quite like Vladimir Putin. The flagship plane of the Russian president, the Il-96-300 is a sight to behold. With its elongated fuselage fairing and advanced communication system, this aircraft is more than just a means of transportation. It's a flying command center, ready to tackle unexpected conflicts. But let's focus on the more intriguing aspects of Putin's private jet. First of all, the size of the Il-96-300 commands respect. At nearly 230 meters long and a wingspan of over 213 meters, it's like a flying palace. And speaking of palaces, the cabin is luxuriously decorated with tapestries and gold details. Who needs boring economy class when you can enjoy neoclassical luxury at 40,000 feet? Inside, the president's private chambers are fit for a king, or in this case, a president. There's a spacious office for Putin to go about his presidential duties, a bedroom for those much-needed power naps, and even a fully equipped gym for him to work out those sexy abs. Because, let's face it, world domination requires a strong core. Of course, a plane of this caliber needs top-notch security. The Il-96-300 has multiple layers of protection against potential attacks from both the ground and the air, with a special coating that makes it less visible to radars, an anti-aircraft defense system, and an automated jamming system make this plane like a flying fortress. We could only imagine what kind of secret gadgets are hidden behind those sleek walls. But let's not forget the most intriguing aspect of Putin's presidential fleet. Not only does he have one Il-96-300 he has 4 of them. When the time comes for an international flight, all 4 planes are ready. But the choice of which one Putin will use remains a mystery until takeoff. It's like playing Russian roulette, but with luxury jets. When it comes to the estimated cost of these magnificent flying machines, it's hard to say for sure. The Russian government has announced that each plane costs $504 million. However, with all its modifications, security features, and luxurious furnishings, the price is probably much higher. Let's just say it's good that Putin doesn't have to worry about his bank account when it comes to his travel preferences. Yes, Putin can become a professor flying in luxury when he decides to hand over the presidency to someone else. Until then, however, you might want to study how a true king travels in the greatest opulence, while the rest of us mortals squeeze into cramped economy seats. King Salman of Saudi Arabia soars through the skies in his magnificent private jet, aptly named the Flying Palace. This flying marvel is not your typical private jet. It's a colossus of luxury, excess, and opulence. They only spent $600 million on this majestic airborne mansion. It's a small price to pay when you're the ruler of the world's largest oil exporter, right? The Flying Palace, a heavily modified Boeing 747-400, boasts the highest level of security and protection that money can buy. It's armored to withstand missile attacks and gunfire, and it even has electronic countermeasures to thwart any potential threats. This plane is practically a fortress with wings. But it's not just about security. Inside, the Flying Palace is a true paradise. Gold is the reigning theme here, as King Salman has a fondness for it like a former US president. With a particular hairstyle, every polished element shines with gold, making passengers feel like they've stumbled upon a mythical treasure chest. Or, with a particular hairstyle, every polished element shines with gold, making passengers feel like they've stumbled upon a mythical treasure chest. The custom-designed seats are fit for royalty, like something out of a 7-star hotel. And let's not forget the main course, the master bedroom. It's bigger than most regular houses, with a high-end entertainment system. A magnificent king-size bed, because who needs a regular bed when you can have one fit for a king? There are also plenty of entertainment options. The plane has a movie theater where passengers can enjoy their favorite movies on a large screen with surround sound. It's like having your own personal movie theater in the sky, with a butler on hand to serve you freshly popped popcorn. And for those who prefer to stay active, don't worry. The Flying Palace features a top-notch gym, a conference room for important meetings, a spa center for pampering, one infirmary that puts most private hospitals to shame. As King Salman is a devout Muslim, the plane includes a state-of-the-art private prayer room. He won't miss a single prayer, not even at 35,000 feet. Now that's what you call meeting every need. When it comes to traveling, King Salman doesn't do things halfway. His trips are extravagant, like his trip to Indonesia in 2017. It's no surprise that his luxurious private jet fits perfectly. After all, why settle for less when you can have a flying palace? The U.S. Air Force One. Being the president of the U.S. opens many doors in terms of luxury. Forget about Hollywood celebrities, because Air Force One takes opulence to new heights. With a price tag that would make even the Sultan of Brunei think it's a bit over the top, this flying White House is a sight to behold. Air Force One is a modified Boeing VC-25, or as I like to call it, the ultimate flying fortress. This military equivalent of a Boeing 747 is outfitted with high-end furnishings, including comfy leather business class seats that would probably put first-class airlines to shame. But the luxuries don't stop there. The private accommodations for the presidents on board are impressive. With a cabin of over 1,200 square meters, the president has a bedroom fit for royalty, a bathroom that could rival a high-end spa, a gym for presidential workouts, and even several offices, because let's face it, the leader of the free world has a lot of work to do. Of course, the president is never alone on these trips. He's accompanied by a large entourage, and Air Force One has personal space for each member. The higher-ranking officials even have separate offices, while the others have designated areas to work and relax. There's even a special section for the journalists traveling with them. The higher-ranking officials even have separate offices, while the others have designated areas to work and relax. There's even a special section for the journalists traveling with them. I wonder if they have a pressurization button for those moments when things get a little too intense. According to various estimates, the cost of the presidential chalet 25 ranges between $800 and $1,000 million. It's quite a hefty bill. But hey, when taxpayers are footing the bill, nothing is too good for Biden. And let's not forget that during his presidency, Donald Trump wanted to take luxury to the next level by ordering 2 new Boeing 747s, 8 with a combined estimated cost of $4 billion. The White House still hasn't confirmed if there will be a strip club on board. And while Air Force One is undoubtedly the safest government private jet in the world, it's only the 3rd best. Even India has a better jet. The private jet of the Prime Minister of India is a Boeing 777-300 Airs. In anticipation of India becoming the most populous country in the world, Prime Minister Narendra Modi decided to celebrate early with a very special gift, a new Boeing 777-300 Airs. Air India's jet, which sounds more like rock radio, is one of the most luxurious government jets in the world. It costs a staggering $320 million. This custom-made Boeing 777 is loaded with features that might just make you want to run for Modi's position in the next elections. You're not going to win, and you'll probably be arrested and beaten to death. But that's a sacrifice anyone is willing to make if there's even the slightest chance of getting into this magnificent display of wealth, luxury, and class. Before we dive into what makes this plane a real catch, let's take a look at the security features it boasts. The aircraft is equipped with the most advanced missile defense systems, including large-scale ones, infrared countermeasures, and self-protection suites. These systems are so advanced that they are on par with those of the U.S. Air Force. However, having secure security measures isn't the biggest perk of traveling on this plane. The Prime Minister has his own cabin to relax in, with comfy seats and plenty of space to hold official meetings. No more cramped quarters for high-ranking Indian officials. The plane even has a conference room for holding important discussions. At 35,000 feet, diplomacy reaches new heights. The plane even has a conference room for holding important discussions. At 35,000 feet, diplomacy reaches new heights. But it's not all work and no play on Air India One. The plane has a medical center to ensure the well-being of VIP passengers. After all, you never know when jet lag might hit. And if you're not feeling well, the medical team is just a call away. Jet lag is not something you need to worry about, as the Boeing 777 can fly non-stop between the U.S. and India thanks to its ability to refuel in case of an emergency. And with a top speed of 559 miles per hour, it'll get you where you need to go in the blink of an eye. Who needs commercial airlines when you have your own supersonic jet? Oh, and did I mention the cost? The total cost of purchasing and customizing these two planes is estimated to be a whopping $1.1 billion. That's right, $1 billion with a B. I guess when you're the leader of a country with over 1 billion people, you need a plane that matches your stature. In short, Air India One is a flying palace fit for a king, or in this case, a prime minister. But if what you want is to travel in pure luxury and happiness, maybe you should give up your dream of becoming the Prime Minister of India and aim for the position of Chancellor of Germany. The German Chancellor's Airbus A305-900 is the symbol of luxury. Olaf Scholz can now fly stylishly, ensured luxury travel for officials. With the arrival of the Airbus A305-900XB, Olaf Scholz can now take to the skies in style. The German government spared no expense to ensure that its high-ranking officials travel in the lap of luxury. Named Konrad Adenauer in honor of a former chancellor, this plane is a true marvel. Lufthansa Technik meticulously transformed the A350 into a VIP transport plane fit for royalty. But since there's no royalty in Germany, I guess the chancellor comes pretty close. The interior is divided into functional areas for political parliamentary operations, ensuring that the chancellor can govern from the sky. There are separate spaces for private meetings and round tables, which are probably also used for the occasional poker game. But it's not just the interior that's been updated. The exterior proudly displays the national colors of Germany, with the tips of the wings in black, red, and gold. The Bundesehrenfahne typeface adorns the aircraft's livery, making it unmistakably German. After all, who needs a flag when your plane is a flying testament to your patriotism? The extravagance doesn't stop there. The plane is equipped with cutting-edge communication and radar technology, perfect for those crucial diplomatic missions. Although the German government keeps quiet about its defense systems, one can only imagine the arsenal hidden beneath the luxurious upholstery. Of course, Such luxury comes with a hefty price tag. With an estimated cost of $1.334 billion, this purchase easily secures a spot in the record books as the most expensive government private jet. But when you're the de facto leader of the European Union, profitability is a trivial concern. However, flying on the most expensive plane doesn't mean you're traveling at the highest cost. Just take a look at how King Salman travels next.